What have you seen from Florida State? What are the things that most concern you?
Yeah, I would say off the rip, they're a good team that plays out in transition. They really thrive on playing in the open floor, and then just the size and type of athletes and talent that they have over there. They got a 7'4" guy in the middle, so it's important that we gang rebound in this game.
You had, double-double first one of the season last game. What was it like for you to get those assist numbers up, distribute to your teammates?
Yeah, it felt good. Just to find my guys in rhythm, and finding them in their spots, and they made me look good with them knocking down the shots. So for me, I was just trying to find them in their rhythm and continue to find the hot hands out there on the floor.
There were a couple times when Guillermo came up, set screens for you up at the top, and I know you hit him on a pick and pop one time for a three. You hit him down low, cut into the basket for a dunk. What's it like in that two-man game when he comes up to set a screen for you?
Yeah, just trying to read the defense. He's a guy that gives us that pick and pop ability. So him having that ability, it allows me to capitalize on that, whether that's him popping or setting the screen and rolling. It's really just up to how the defense is guarding us. But it's definitely, good out there developing that chemistry with him in the pick and roll.
JB, how much does that chemistry come into play against a team like Florida State when you mentioned the rebounding, the size that they have, and just trying to, I guess, play off of each other? How much has that developed over the course of the season? Where do you feel that still needs to improve?
Yeah, I would say that throughout the course of the season, our chemistry has gotten better. Our ability to make reads and figure out, how teams are defending us and then respond accordingly is one of the biggest things that we've been able to take from, game one all the way up to now.
You've been a guy who likes to drive into the paint, and you've been productive doing that. How will that 7-foot guy change your mindset at all?
For me, it's just about, whether that's him guarding me or me getting downhill and seeing him. It's just about me making the best play possible, whether that's me getting to one of my floaters or getting all the way to the rim or using, my ability to get downhill to find others. So it's just going to be, a game of me making reads out there.
JB, we saw Nate really step up, and obviously a few other members of the bench too, but over the last couple of games, we've really seen Nate start to pull through on both ends of the floor. What's impressed you the most about his growth?
Yeah, I would say what's impressed me the most about his growth is his effort and energy, especially on the defensive end. In the past few games, you've seen him get block shots. You've seen him switch out on rotations, guard his yard, just give that second effort, and we really need that from him each and every game that he steps out on the floor for us.
What's been the energy like in practice since you guys got back from this road trip getting ready for Saturday's game?
Yeah, it's been great energy, but the guys and we aren't complacent. We're locking in on the task in hand and trying to go 1-0 over this weekend.
What kind of environment do you expect, coming back home, Florida State weekend game, haven't been home in a while?
Yeah, for us, we hope the zoo shows up and shows out for us, but for us, more than anything, we just got to lock in at the task in hand.
Did you see a team that is only one game out of first place in the ACC when things got started over the last summer?
I wouldn't say I seen that ahead of time, but when a group of guys are pulling in the same direction, and we got a coaching staff that continues to put the battery in our backs, anything's possible. So for us, we're just trying to continue to lock in at the task at hand, and that's taking care of each and every game that we have in front of us.
Nike had, I think his first 3 or 4 threes that he hit in that last game were all off the catch.
Yeah.
Just put it right up. What's his three-point shooting add to this offense?
Yeah, definitely. It helps us tremendously to know that we have a guy coming off the bench that gives us that type of spark, that type of threat from beyond the arc, and even more. You've seen him put it on the deck a few times, get out in transition. So just his versatility definitely helps us.
I'm not going to jinx you with the stats, but what are you guys shooting more free throws in practices this season?
Yeah, we are. We're definitely have a point of emphasis on the free throw line because we know that some games are won and lost on the free throw line. So for us, we just got trying to put our work in and capitalize as much as possible in the game.
What did you think a day?
I would say that on a consistent basis, we're shooting 25 after practice, and then sometimes we do free throw games. Just depends.
I think it was Greg who told us earlier, like when you guys were in camp, basically, that there were certain practices where if someone missed their free throw, it meant everyone had to run or something like that. Has that maintained, or was that just a camp thing?
I would say that it's maintained throughout the course. It just depends on our load and if we got a game coming up that we might not be able to run as much as possible. But Just the thing that's most consistent about us is our work, and we're continuously trying to get better as the season goes on.
Guillermo, you've been seeing more time now and getting more action. How's it felt getting in tune in live game action with your teammates?
Feels really good to be able to help the team, to be able to come from the bench and make plays, do things, and yeah, it feels really good.
How have you felt yourself improve in how you can react in the moment and be in sync with your teammates over the past few games?
I think it's just energy thing, just coming out from the bench with a high standard of energy and try to keep the energy up or raise it. So,
Guillermo, what's the biggest adjustment you've had to make from the basketball you used to play before you came to Pitt and the basketball you're playing now?
I would say the physicality we have to play with. I'm not used to all the bombs, all the hit everyone. So I've been working out with Tio, bumping everywhere. Just be ready for all the contact and just get tougher, get stronger.
So it's a more physical brand of basketball.
Yeah, more physical. Yeah, basketball. Yeah.
Does he ever kind of bump? He's like, we've seen him use the shield on you guys and hit you in practice. Does he ever try to catch you off guard? Like,
oh. Every time. Like, if you're walking around, he will hit you from the back. He will hit you everywhere. Like, you got to be ready. With him, when he got the paddle in his hands, you better be ready for everything.
That's awesome.
Guillermo, 3 games in 8 days on the road. How does it feel, or how's the team feel about just finally getting back home and getting back into Pitt here to not just practice, but also get to play in front of the zoo again?
Man, it feels good. Like playing outside on the road is difficult because you don't have the Oakland Zoo to support you. But going back to the Pitt, going back to the zoo, energy is gonna be even better. So we're all excited. We wanna play home again, and we wanna keep winning.
You go 2-1 on the road, obviously rebound after the loss to Duke. What does that say about the team and how they're able to bounce back and how they're able to kind of regroup and get those 2 wins coming back?
I would say it's the goldfish mentality. Just after each game, reset. We forget about the game and we focus on the next one. So just forget what's in the past and focus on what's coming on.
Can you talk a little bit about your recruitment and how Jeff Capel first came in contact with you guys and how you ended up choosing to go to Pitt?
So I remember we were down in Florida with IMG. We had a game in a little gym, and my coach was saying, today you have a coach for Pittsburgh coming. In that moment, I didn't know much about Pittsburgh. And just after the game, we met Tio. He came to us, talked to us. We talked to him for a while. Then they came like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later to talk with my dad and my mom. They were in Florida, so they come to talk to them. And he showed us, he talked about Pittsburgh, he talked about us. He talked about how me and my brother, we can play together and like come together to Pitt. And we choose to make the visit here. We made the visit here, we fell in love with Pittsburgh, and after I finished all my visits, I knew I was coming here.
Where else did you visit?
I went from here to Utah State, then I went to San Francisco, and then I went to UMass.
What was it about Pitt that made you fall in love with Pitt?
I would say, first of all, the people. I feel like here, there were, because I have my family back home, far away, they told me that they're going to take care of me. They're going to take care of, like, it's a big family here. So I feel that's number one thing. And then, obviously, the ACC is big time. And we wanted a big challenge. And yeah, that's.
Were you guys always going to be a package deal?
At first we were thinking about splitting paths. We didn't feel like keeping together, but at the last moment, we felt like, okay, we gotta keep going together because you're my twin and like this thing is really good.
Are you two really competitive with each other in practice?
Not that much in practice because we usually don't guard. I usually guard Fede. Okay. I don't guard my brother, but yeah, when we play one-on-ones, yeah, that thing is nasty. Yeah.
How tough is Fede to guard?
Fede?
Yeah, how tough is he to guard and play against in these practices?
He is hard to guard him because like he's maybe for ACC he's not that strong, but for me, Fed is a strong player. So I gotta box him out, I gotta push him around, and I feel like that competitiveness is good for both because I'm pushing him, so he's getting used to push, and now he's pushing me back, and now I'm getting used to being pushed. So we always fighting around, feet around, and I think it's great for both.
Now that you've gotten quite a few ACC games under your belt, is the league maybe as physical or as demanding, so to speak, as maybe you anticipated coming into this?
I think it's way more than I expected. Of course, when you see the big guys on TV, you're expecting, okay, it's gonna be hard. But what you're expecting is like, okay, it's not only the big guy that's the one who's pushing, and like he's hard to guard. It's like every one of the guys that are on the floor, they're pushing you, and even if I said like a 5'11" guy, he's gonna box you out. He's gonna go for your knees. So it's like be ready for like 40 minutes of being pushed around. So it's kind of hard.
You gotta watch your knees.
Yeah, I gotta watch my knees. Yeah.
In addition to the physicality, what has been different about basketball in America as opposed to in Europe when you were growing up over there?
I feel it's college basketball is more similar to European basketball than maybe NBA or high school, because it's more like victories are more important, like really important. Each game is really important, and I feel like maybe we play less sets. In Europe, it's like more sets, more tactical. Here's more like a quicker game. Let's run this, and what I was used to in Spain, I'm doing much more filming here than back in Europe.
You and Jorge are about the same size, and I was wondering how you became the post player and he became the wing player with that 1 inch. He's 6'11", you're 7 foot, right?
I feel like since we were playing, I've always been like taller and stronger than him, and he's always been like quicker than me, like better footwork, more like as a wing player. And growing up, I just decided to just stay on my fourth position, like kind of post up and also get open, pick and pop, pick and roll. And he's more like a scorer. He wants to like he's faster than me, and I don't know. It might can like seem like okay, it's only one inch taller. How is he playing big man and the other one's not?
Yeah.
It's just how we grow up. I don't know how.
Are your parents tall?
I mean, for me they're short, but like for normal people they might be like normal.
How tall are they?
I don't know how much in inches, but like my mama should be around like 5'8", something like that, and my dad like what 6?
Six one.
That's all.
Wow, that's normal height. Yeah.
It's normal height. Yeah, you see it from me. That's short height. Yeah.
Back in.
Is that right?
Get your metric converted. Guillermo, you obviously spent time with the Spain national team last summer, and you won a championship with them, and so has your brother. But how much has that experience helped, maybe even just yourself or your brother, coming into playing college basketball for the first time? Was it similar play style, different play style? What was that experience like for you?
I don't think the play style was that different, and sometimes they even ask me like, okay, how do you run that play with the national team? Because we might do it for this game and stuff. But I think one of the things that really helped me from the national team was coming out from the bench. Because last year I was used to like start every game. My past years overseas, I was used to just start every game, and I went to the national team and. Coming out from the bench and be ready, because it's not easy like coming out from the bench and like be ready for matching energy. But I feel like that the national team helped me to get more used to that, and I think that was the most I take from it.
We've heard you talk a lot about Fetty and your brother, but who's the older guy on the team that pushes you the most? Like, is there a guy that's like one of the veterans? Like, is it Blake, JB, or Greg, or anyone that kind of like digs in you the most in practice?
I feel like all the veterans they play the role of veterans, and like they push me every time. I remember early season when I was like not getting that much minutes. I had like all the guys came to me, like check with me, like, hey, be ready. You might get your opportunity. Keep ready. I remember Nelly went to me like, hey, listen, be ready because in any moment it might be your opportunity, so you gotta be ready to take it. So all the guys keep pushing. JB's been pushing me with like post defense, like how to like because he's LeBron, like he plays the post so good. It's like so he's been like teaching me like, okay, the guard like this, try to do this, try to like go this way. So I feel like
You mentioned a minute ago the IMG Academy. Did you go to school there?
I did postgrad there, so I took like high school classes over there, but just for a little bit.
Play basketball there?
I played basketball there on the postgrad
You
team.
were at both?
Me and my brother, yep, a postgrad academic team with Coach Carr. We played there for the whole year, and then that's how we get recruited by Pitt.
I think I heard you on the radio the other night talk about you speak multiple languages.
Yeah, I speak Spanish, English, and French.
Well, French pretty well.
Yeah, it's kind of rusty right now because French is because when we were little, we went to a French school, so we were like talking French every time. But that was like middle school, so it's kind of
Canary Islands or in Spain?
yeah, Canary Islands. Yeah, that's so now it's like kind of rusty. So I want to try it right now.
You don't need it much up here anyway.
We heard a lot about from your teammates when the World Cup was going on that you and your brother and Fetty were kind of like really excited. And other guys were excited, but they were kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. What was that like, kind of being the guys like you're from Spain, you're from countries that are more about soccer than the United States? What was that like being like that in the locker room?
It was kind of I wasn't expecting it because I was like, okay, here in USA soccer is not that big of a thing. So okay, me, Fed, and Jorge, and Nate too. Nate has I got like a soccer guy too. We're just gonna watch it by ourselves. But then we start putting the games on the locker room. So I got Greg, I got Nelly, I got Nike watching soccer and like asking me. And then he was see me celebrate like Messi goal. So I'm like I'm going crazy in the locker room. So then yeah, G, and they coming with me. So like I feel it's like these guys really care about each other. Because they care about me because like they don't care about soccer, but they're getting excited about a game that they don't know how it's going just because they seem excited. So I think it's like a big family. That's what I say. It's a big family.
What did that mean to you as a person? Like you're living in this country and you're adjusting to so many things, but to have that moment with your teammate where they're buying into you and celebrating something that you love.
Feels better because if I was overseas, I would be watching the World Cup and getting excited every day with my friends and stuff. I don't have my friends here to get excited with. So instead of like watching it alone or like with 2 or 3, I get the whole team doing it. So it's like you don't feel like that from far away from home.
How big of a deal is soccer on the islands?
It is in Spain. It's a big deal. When you grow up, like same like here in high school, you will play football and basketball and things. Over there is like soccer. You play soccer and basketball. I used to play soccer and basketball, so it's
pretty good soccer.
no. I was the goalkeeper. You're tall. Go to the goalkeeper.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Guillermo, have your parents been able to watch you guys either on TV or have they been to Pittsburgh to watch you guys yet?
They came on Christmas. They came from the North Carolina and Virginia game, and we won both. So I was saying, like, okay, you gotta move here. You gotta live here now because like every game you come here we win. So you gonna have to stay here. But yeah, like they follow all the games on TV, and it's hard for them because some of the games are like 2 a.m. over there. So they just supporting us from there. Like my whole family. I got my mama sending the links for the family group, and like I got my grandparents watching the games too. So it's pretty cool.
Were they reluctant to let you guys come to school overseas?
They were.
Were they reluctant? Were they worried about you coming to school so far away from home?
Oh, I think they were when we went to IMG because it was like the first time moving out from home. But then you just get used to it. Like my father used to go like, okay, when I'm home I miss them a lot, but once they come back home and they start like for the first week, okay, go away again, because they start messing around again. It's not like you gotta start taking care of me again. So it's like, okay, 1 week is okay, go back.
Were either your parents really big into sports?
Yeah, like I feel like sport is a big thing in Spain too, but they never play like pro. But I know my dad used to play basketball. My grandfather used to play basketball. Nothing serious, but just for fun.
Cool.
Yeah, they gotta buy too many groceries when you guys are home. You
Oh, that was the best part. My kitchen
what?
was full.
Oh, that's nice.
My kitchen, like my fridge is just like little water and empty. I had like some food over there, but when my mama was here, the kitchen was full. I got cheese. I got everything in my kitchen.
Hey, that's what happens.
I would come from practice. I got my mama like, oh, dinner's ready. I'm like, yes.
What's your favorite dish then? Maybe that's cooked by her, or maybe your favorite one from home.
She made because New Year's I told him to make like we usually my family for Christmas we make a special plate. It's like a steak with some dates, and I told her, okay, you gotta make this. She made it. It was so good. I got fed and ate trying it. I told my mom, okay, put it in a little container, bring it to them. They went. 2 minutes, it was gone. It was gone, and they were asking for more. I'm like, hey, listen. I got to try. You don't get to. You don't know more.
She cooked steak with dates. You said.
Steak and
Yeah,
dates.
a steak, onions, and dates.
Interesting.
It's really good. You can ask Ferdy or Nate. They really enjoy it.
What's been your favorite American dish since you've been here? Like something that you've picked up.
I would say
Can't say Chipotle.
that's what I most eat. It's like I go to Chipotle, I get my rice, beans, and steak. So
Yeah.
that's
That
the
counts.
most,
Yeah.
That definitely counts.
No Chipotle on the island.
No,
Really?
nothing
No,
like
they
that.
have real food over there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Exactly, we have real food over there.
Oh, it's gonna hurt your NIL deal.
No. I said
don't-
it, not him.
I don't
That's
got-
my words, not his.
I don't got nails, so.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Guillermo.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks a lot.